Hello everyone, this is the Real Sports Junkie of Florida, John Bodiger, giving you a few announcements of important notice. First of all, I had planned on getting a video out to you within the last couple of days, but I have a lot of notes to compile, including highlights from Philly Spring Training, NCAA March Madness, weekend number 1, and some shout-outs in the soccer, wrestling, and marathon world. But a couple things to keep note. In addition to my YouTube channel and my Twitter feed, you now have a third option to communicate with me, and that is through Facebook. I have a Facebook group page called The Real Sports Junkie of Florida. No surprise there. And second of all, I had mentioned in my last video, as well as on my Twitter feed, about an NCAA bracket style contest involving best sports announcers. It's compiled of 32 different sports announcers, the top 8 announcers in each of the 4 brackets: football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. As mentioned on my Facebook and Twitter feeds, all you have to do is just pick one of the 2 announcers in each of the 16 matchups. And the winner of each matchup will move on to the Sweet 16. So again, this is similar to the NCAA men's basketball tournament and the NCAA women's basketball tournament as well, if you're following that. So just to recap who the matchups are, who the matchups will consist of, let me give them to you again. In the baseball bracket, we have number 4, 4th seed Tom McCarthy going up against 5th seed Phil Rizzuto, the late Yankee announcer. Tom McCarthy, of course, is the current announcer of the Philadelphia Phillies. 3rd seed, the late veteran Phillies announcer, Harry Kalas, will go up against 6th seed Ken the Hawk Harrelson of the Chicago White Sox. 2nd seed, Vin Scully, veteran announcer of the LA Dodgers, takes on 7th seed Michael Kay, the voice of the New York Yankees. And top seeded Harry Carey, the late great Chicago Cubs announcer, will face off against 8th seed Gary Cohen, the voice of the New York Mets. In the hockey bracket, we have 4th seeded Rick Jeanneret of the Buffalo Sabres taking on 5th seeded Dave Mishkin of the Tampa Bay Lightning. That should be an interesting contest because both are outstanding announcers in my opinion. 3rd seed Mike Lang of the Pittsburgh Penguins, formerly of the Pittsburgh Penguins, will take on 6th seed Joe Beninati of the Washington Capitals. 2nd seed Gary Thorne, the NHL announcer, will take on 7th seed Jack Edwards of the Boston Bruins. And top seeded Mike Doc Emmerich, another NHL announcer, will take on 8th seed Gene Hart, the late announcer for the Philadelphia Flyers. In the football bracket, we have 4th seeded Pat O'Brien, the Selinsgrove Seals football announcer, taking on 5th seed Gene Deckerhoff, the voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Florida State Seminoles. 3rd seed Jack Burns, the veteran announcer for Central Pennsylvania sports, including Selinsgrove Seals football and Susquehanna University football and basketball. He will take on 6th seeded Keith Jackson of ABC. Number 2, Merrill Reese, the voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, will take on 7th seed Howard Cosell, the legendary Monday Night Football announcer on ABC. And top seeded Chris Berman of ESPN will go up against 8th seeded Kurt Gowdy, the late great announcer for NBC. He had done both football as well as baseball. In the basketball bracket, we have 2 fantastic college hoops announcers here. 4th seeded Doug Birdsong, the voice of the Bucknell Bison, will take on his counterpart from the University of Florida Gators, 5th seeded Mick Hubert. Number 3, 3rd seed Brent Musburger of CBS and ABC will take on the 6th seed Dave Zinkoff, the late great public address announcer for the Philadelphia 76ers. 2nd seed Dick Vitale of ESPN will take on 7th seed Chick Hearn, the veteran announcer of the LA Lakers. And top seeded Johnny Most, the veteran announcer for the Boston Celtics, the late great announcer for the Boston Celtics, will go up against 8th seed Marv Albert, the veteran announcer and voice of the New York Knicks, as well as the NBA on TNT. And on that note, just want to give best wishes and prayers for speedy recovery for Dickie V. We're all thinking about you here. So I'll have more information about some of the other topics that I had planned to cover, including Phillies baseball and NCAA men's basketball and other sporting events and other sports moments. And again, just a reminder, there are 3 ways to vote for your favorite announcer amongst all 16 matchups. One is to comment on this video or in my previous video. 2, go on my Twitter feed at SportsJunkieFLA. Or 3, on my Facebook group page, The Real Sports Junkie of Florida. The matchups are posted on my Facebook and Twitter feeds, and we encourage you to vote for your favorite announcer. So far, I haven't had any votes as of yet, and that is why I am extending the deadline to tomorrow night, Wednesday night, March 23rd at 11:59 p.m. So go out there and get the vote out. So until then, this is the Real Sports Junkie of Florida, John Bodiger, reminding you of the words of former track and field coach Jim Taylor. It's a great day to get better. So long, take care, and stay safe.